In this video, I show you the best fingerpicking exercises to make your playing sound pro. Fingerpicking things well on a technical level does not equal music. Developing technique is important, but once you have the mechanics of something down, it's time to work with fingerpicking drills and exercises that make your playing sound more musical. Hi, this is Simon Candy from Acoustic Guitar Lessons Online.net, and in this lesson I show you 3 ways to get a great fingerpicking sound. The difference between amateurs and pros when it comes to fingerpicking guitar is the control and dynamic range of one's playing. So dynamic range can be thought of as how soft to how loud you can play without adjusting your volume. Your goal is to have a large dynamic range, as in you can play very soft to very loud and everything in between. Control is about controlling each individual note you pluck with your fingers to have it sound just the way you want, and is very much linked to dynamics. What I show you today are 3 very effective exercises that will develop great dynamics and control in your fingerpicking, adding that pro touch to your playing. If you've ever felt your playing doesn't quite sound musical and that your playing just doesn't sound like the recording, this is why. So let's get into it. Okay, so this first fingerpicking drill is all about developing control with the notes that you pluck. Not all notes are equal in terms of volume. You want some notes to stand out more than others. This is what controlling the notes is about, how you want them to sort of be in the context of what you're playing, if you like. So let's say, for example, I have a progression, a little melody with this progression, and I want the melody to stand out. Well, I'm going to have to pluck the melody notes a little bit more, with a bit more attack, and perhaps back off on the non-melody notes, if you like, the notes that are accompanying the melody. So if I had something, I'll show you, right? Have a listen here. I'm going to play this little example. Okay, so that was just something I'm making up there. It's nothing in particular, but I wanted these melody notes to stand out more. Right? Okay, that type of thing. I want those melody notes to pop out at you and the other notes to hold back. So I've got to control that. I've got to pluck those notes louder while I pluck the other ones softer. That's individual finger control, if you like, for want of a better term. That's what we want to be able to do. We don't want to play something like that and have everything sound even, in volume. That would sound sort of like this. It's just like, blah, it's all out there at once at the same volume. Okay, so we don't want everything to be at 10. We want more dynamic. Have that melody pop out at you. So how do we train that? I'm glad you asked. Let's say we have the C chord. Okay, we'll just take one chord here. All you really need to do to train this is play a simple pattern up and down the chord, maybe something like this. Right, just up and down. Make sure all fingers are involved, 3 fingers and the thumb. And then you're going to rotate the accent. So for example, I'll accent the index finger here. So I want the note that the index finger is playing each time, if it's playing more than one note, really pop out. So not only will I pluck it a little louder, I'll be a little softer on the notes around it, and that'll create a larger dynamic range, if you like. Okay, so that'd sound like this. Right? So I'm really wanting that index finger to pop out at you. So you get used to controlling that, isolating that finger essentially, and having it really attack the string. Then you could do the same with the middle finger, and that would sound like this. And then the ring finger gets a go, and you want that one to stand out. And don't forget the thumb. Sometimes you'll want the thumb to accent, so you want to have individual control with the thumb as well. So have that one now accent more than the other fingers, and that would sound like this. Okay, so it's as simple as that. It's just taking a chord, a pattern, it can be any pattern, and isolate a finger and have it stand out, have it really pop when it plays its note. And it's going to be a combination of plucking louder with the finger that you want to accent, the note you want to accent, and being softer with the other notes around it. That's the key, and you'll get a lot of control in the fingers in terms of, dynamics. And so that's a great exercise to have, melodies stand out and other notes stand out that you want to stand out in your finger picking. Okay, so that's the first drill for building and bringing more musicality, if you like, to your finger picking. Okay, so this next drill I like to call falling off the cliff. Okay, this is where you're going to go from playing as loud as you can, then immediately follow that with as soft as you can. So you're going from one end of the spectrum to the other. Really loud, bang, really soft. Really loud, really soft. Okay, this is going to help you, again, to be able to play at different levels. Okay, but this one's the extremes. It's getting you to test how loud you can play versus how soft you can play. So let's say I have I'll just do like a Travis picking pattern here on an E chord. Okay, it could be anything. It doesn't really matter what you play. The point is the pushing the dynamics both very loud and then very soft. So it would sound like this. Back to loud. So you're really going from one extreme to the next. Now, you're not always going to typically, do that in music. Sometimes you can really sort of drop off the edge of a cliff when you're playing, if you like, with your dynamics. It can go from really loud to bang, really soft. That does happen. Generally, it's going to be a little bit more, in between those sort of points, if you like. And I've got another drill for you in a moment that will help with that too. But this one is more about just testing how loud can you play versus how soft. Really plucking the strings, really attacking every note, then backing right off. And you can do that with a chord progression, you can do it with any finger picking pattern. I'm just doing it with a single chord there and a Travis picking pattern. But that is the second drill to build dynamics and control into your playing so you can sound more musical when finger picking. Okay, so this third drill for building dynamics into your playing is going to be like turning the volume gradually up and then back down. So whereas the second drill was just dropping off the cliff face and going from very loud to very soft, this time we're going to gradually build it I'll go from very soft to loud and then back down again. And your goal is to be able to have a lot of in between. Okay, so you don't want to sort of just go from soft and then bang, all of a sudden you're loud. A little bit louder, then bang, you're loud. You want to try, imagine just gradually turning the volume up on your stereo. Do we still have stereos? Your computer, whatever. Okay, imagine turning the volume up gradually. That's what you want it to sound like. Okay, so I'll take the same picking pattern from before on the Travis picking. I'll start very soft and I'll gradually build it. I might speed it up a little bit here. I don't know. We'll see how we go. Okay, just to save some time, but I guess it doesn't really matter. So here we go. We'll do the gradual increase of volume and then gradually bringing it back down again for practicing our dynamics. Okay, so whereas the second exercise, was all about just loud, soft, testing the dynamic range, both the bookends, if you like. This is everything in between. We want to be able to play very soft and very loud, but we also want to be able to play everything in between as well, so we can bring that to the music we play. Okay, so that's a very, very effective one too. Gradually increasing the volume and trying to get as many different stages between your soft to loud. Okay, that's what we want to do there. That's the idea. Okay, because when you're playing music, you're up and down all the time. You're not going to be at each end necessarily all the time, but you'll be somewhere in between. Okay, so say I had a little Latin sort of progression like this. I want to be, so have dynamic range there. I don't want it to just be like. And I don't want it to be, just all the one level, be it loud, soft, or in between. It's kind of up and down. We want that nice waveform. If we were recording our playing, we want to see that waveform, see those dynamics. We don't want to see something that's flat, because that means everything's coming out at the same sort of volume. Okay, so something like this. It's up and down. Okay, so that type of thing there, that's what we want to do, and that's going to help when we do the gradual dynamics. Okay, so those three drills, isolating fingers and accenting them and backing off on the others that aren't being accented to create dynamic range and control with individual notes. Then there's dropping off the cliff, testing the bookends, if you like, of your dynamic range and how loud you can play versus how soft, and being able to drop right off the edge of the cliff when doing that in terms of your sound, your dynamics, and then the gradual increase of the volume. Okay, this is all about sounding musical with your finger picking. Technique's important, but alone technique does not sound musical. So work on your technique, sure, but then work on sounding musical with your playing. That's the difference, okay, between an amateur and a pro when you hear them playing guitar. Any style, obviously we're talking about finger picking here, okay? So work with those exercises. They will do wonders for your musicality as far as your finger picking is concerned. If you like the finger picking ideas in this video, then check out the Ultimate Fingerpicking Guitar Course, a complete system for finger picking acoustic guitar, so simple even a beginner can learn it. Whether you're just starting out or have finger picked before, this course lays out the steps for you one by one in the correct order along the way to mastering fingerpicking guitar. You are going to learn and master all the key concepts, methods, strategies, and techniques needed for fingerpicking, avoiding the all too common mistakes most people make when learning to fingerpick guitar. With the Ultimate Fingerpicking Guitar Course, you will have your hand held every step of the way, taking you from wherever you are right now with your fingerpicking to where you would love to be, enjoying every part of the process along the way. So click the link in the description below this video and check out the Ultimate Fingerpicking Guitar Course. Let me know in the comments section what acoustic guitar topics you'd like to see covered in future videos. I read every comment and I would love to hear your suggestions. If you like this video, then hit that like button, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and hit the all-important notification bell button so YouTube can tell you when I've released a new video. This is Simon Candy from acousticguitarlessonsonline.net. As always, thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate your time and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.